Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to take a look at this DC pump that you can use for aquariums, your ponds, and washing your car, your bike, etc. as far as the company claims. So this is a DC pump so that you can use it with a 12-volt battery. So let's take it out. So this came in this very simple packaging, Ziploc bag, and this is the pump itself. Let me just take it out. So this is the pump. As you can see, this is how big it looks in my hand, and as you can see on the top of the pump there is some information given. So you can see that this is a 12-volt pump, so you can run this pump with a 12-volt adapter or a 12-volt battery. The only thing that I'm worrying is about the wattage on this pump, which is 36 watt. So 36 watt, it's a 12-volt pump, so 12 times 3 is equal to 36. So it takes about 3 amp, and the distance that it can pump water is 10 meters, and the capacity that it can pump in an hour is 400 liters per hour. So this is the pump. This is how the pump looks. This is going to be your input, and on the input you have a small mesh so that it doesn't suck up any debris or any other dust particle doesn't get into the pump. And this is the output. The output is fairly small. It is about, I think, about 4 millimeter or less than 4 millimeter in size, and this is your about almost 1 centimeter in size. So let me just grab a measuring scale and show you how long the pump is. And the wire that comes with the pump is about 1 meter long. So let me just open it. Okay, so it's a little less than 1 meter long. Yes, it's about 1 meter long, and on the wire is terminated into a DC jack. So I'm going to run this pump with a 12-volt adapter with supply only 1 amp because I don't have a 12-volt 3 amp adapter. So first I will run this pump with a 12-volt 1 amp adapter and see how it runs, and then we will use a 12-volt battery, which should be able to give whatever amperage this pump needs. So because this is a 36 watt pump, it's a 12-volt pump, so 12 times 3 is equal to 36. So it should be able to take 3 amp from the battery, but let's just run it from the 12-volt. So here is the 12-volt adapter that I'm going to be using, and if you can see, the specification of the charger or the adapter is 12-volt 1 amp, so it cannot supply the total power that is needed to run the pump, but we will see how much or how well it works with the 12-volt 1 amp adapter. So let me just plug it in, and let's just check whether the pump works or not. And let me plug in the adapter. So I've connected the pump to a 12-volt adapter. As you can see, there's the extension. To the extension I've connected the 12-volt 1 amp adapter, and this is the battery that I'm going to be using to run this once we have checked how the pump is working with the 12-volt 1 amp adapter. And this is the pump. So let me just first show you how the length of the pump. So the pump is about a little more than 3.5 inches long, and the diameter of the pump is about little more than 1 inch wide. So let me just turn the pump on and see what kind of noise it makes and how it runs. So let me turn the pump on. So this is how it is running, and I can also feel the air that it is pushing a little bit. So I can see that the pump feels fairly powerful, and with a 12-volt 1 amp adapter it's running fairly smooth. I'm not sure whether this will make the adapter hot after a while or not, but let's just put this under the water and see how it runs underwater, and see how far can it pump water when we put this underwater. So this is the pump inside the water, and let's see, when we have not plugged anything, how high it can pump water when it is completely submerged. So let me just turn it on. So I've just turned on the pump. As you can see, the pump is running, and I can really feel the pressure. So it's a very high pressure pump, and the reason for that is because of the very small nozzle at the output. If you decrease the output of the nozzle, the pressure will definitely increase. So let's see, if I turn the nozzle up, how high it can pump water. So this is the height it can pump water when it is completely submerged in. As I bring the pump a little higher in the tub, you can see how high it can pump water. so it can pump water at a really. So here is the pump, and let's see how far it can pump water. So I'm going to keep the direction of the nozzle in that direction, and let's see how long, to what distance it can pump water. So let's turn the pump on. Pump is running. Let me point the nozzle in the direction so we can see how long. So you can see that's about 2 meters, and as I've increased the distance, it's about more than 4 meters now. Okay, so I just measured the distance and it was like more than 5 meters, a little more than 5 meters. So it can definitely pump water at least 5 meters in horizontal position. So I've got this aquarium pipe here. So let me just connect this to the pump and see how it pumps water through this aquarium hose. This is aquarium air tubing that you can get from any aquarium shop. This should not be much difficult to find, and let me just make sure it's on there snug. There we go. And now we should have a little more control over the stream of the pump, and we should be able to control the direction of the pump easily than we were able to do before. So let me just turn on the pump and see how it works. Alright, so here's the hose, here's the pump connected to the aquarium air tubing. Here's the extension. Let me turn it on, and this is the pressure that we are getting from a 1 meter long aquarium air tubing. And through the tubing it doesn't look like much pressure, but you can definitely use it with a solar panel and build your own DIY fountain. Use this in your aquarium, but I don't think that you can wash your car or bike with this. Alright, so far we have seen how the pump works. So I've got another idea of connecting the pump. Let's see what happens when we connect the pump using a nozzle and a pipe to the input of the pump. Let's see how it works then. So I got this connector, and this is turning out to be a little loose. So I'm going to use the packaging that came with the pump itself to make it a little tight. So let's wrap this plastic around the nozzle a couple of times, and that should make the connection tight enough. Let's see how it is. One more turn. Let me connect. Okay, that feels tight enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the water into the input through the rooftop tank that I have on my roof. So this will be supplying water to the pump continuously, and I think the way it is designed is basically so that you can hold the pump in your hand like this, and then you can wash your car or any other thing with this nozzle by holding the pump like this. So let's see whether the pump works like that or not. So let me just connect a bigger pipe to this, and then connect to the water tank that is sitting on my roof. So here is the continuous supply of pump that I have from my rooftop, and I'm going to connect this to the pump. So let me just do that. So it's now connected. Okay, so it came off. Let me connect it again. So this is the pressure that I'm already getting from my rooftop, and which is a little more than what the pump is giving. So now let's just turn the pump on and see whether it increases the pressure. So this is the pressure. So this is the pressure of the pump normally, and now let me turn on the pump, and as you can see, this is the pressure that I'm getting. So I'm not sure whether you can wash anything with this or not. It can work a little bit, but I not think the pressure is good enough for washing anything. I think just squeezing the pipe of your motor will just going to be enough for washing your car or bike. Okay, so now that we've seen the pump running and we've seen that how the pump runs, let's do a quick durability test. So I'm going to run the pump for more than 30 minutes and see the pump lasts or not. And I'm also going to check how much warm the 12 volt 1 amp charger gets while running this pump for about half an hour. So let's just turn the pump on. So the pump is running. And just leave it there for half an hour. So there we go. It's been more than 30 minutes now and the pump is still running. As you can see, water moving. I changed the container from the tub to this bucket because in the tub the pump was moving here and there and the water was coming out of the container. So I put that pump inside this bucket and let's check the adapter. So this is a 12 volt 1 amp adapter and it's a little warm. So you can definitely run this using a 12 volt 1 amp adapter, but if you want to extend the life of your adapter, I suggest going with a 12 volt at least 2 amp adapter to run this pump. Okay, so about the adapter, you can run the pump with a 12 volt 1 amp adapter, but after long usage the adapter gets very warm. Sometimes it heats up a lot, so don't use this for longer period of time. If your adapter is just 12 volt 1 amp, try to get an adapter which has at least 12 volt 2 amp, and that adapter should run cooler if you want to run the pump for longer times. Show you the height that the pump can pump the water. So this is the height. Let me show you again. As you can see, this is able to pump water at a very high. Okay, so we just saw that the pump was able to pump water to almost the height of my roof here, and you can see the water mark there, and the height of the roof is about 3 meter. And if you consider the height of the bucket, and the pump was able to pump water up to a height of 2.5 meters without any problem. So one more thing, when the pump is deeper, the height of the water that it can pump decreases, and when the pump is at the surface, the height increases when you're not using a pipe connected to the pump. So there we go. This was my video on the 12 volt submersible DC pump. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.